Welcome, my friends, to the Mark Pires Show. It is 2025.
I was walking down the road today, looking for another way to ease my mind and help my living. I look into the windows of the passing cars driving next to me. Look how the open road affects us all. So many perfect ways to spend your days. It didn't mean, wow, there's something to live for. There's something to die for, yeah. There's something to live for. There's something to die for, yeah. Oh, I was walking down the road today, looking for another way to ease my mind and help my living. I look into the eyes of the passerby as I smile and roll on by. No offense, that's just me living. So many perfect ways to spend your days. It didn't mean, wow, there's something to live for. There's something to die for, yeah. There's something to live for. There's something to die for, yeah. Amazing how often I forget the old days, lying in the field under the sun while the birds fly around and sing. There's something to live for. There's something to die for, yeah. There's something to live for. There's something.
Matt Zabrowski gets into the woo-woo. It's just kind of a necessity. I'm Barella in the house. Good to see you, my friend. Guys, can you keep it down back there? I got Barella.
There's something to die for.
Joan. Oh, sorry, she's in the middle of something. Joan, could you get that file, the Bradsky file, and put it on my desk? She walked away. I don't know.
Oh, won't you give me more?
Guys, what a song.
Hey,
What a start.
so many
2025.
perfect ways to spend your days. It didn't mean, oh wow, there's something to live for. There's something to die for, yeah. There's something to live for. There's something to die for, yeah. There's something to live for.
Could you give it to us just to start the year off proper? January 1. Zabrosk. Right? You guys knew it. It was coming. You're like, I wonder if Matt Zabrowski's in today. It is New Year's. It is New Year's Day. Zabrosk, we appreciate you making the trip. You know? I'm a bit gray today. You know? See if I can fix that at all. Sometimes you can fix it. When you just click. Doesn't seem to be working. All right, there we go. Let's just bring it up a little. There we go. That'll play. That's a little better. Not as gray, you know, color correction. We do that here sometimes, you know, in the office. Tom, how you doing with your transaction? Tom, I don't know. I can't give you a hand every time. Mark, I don't know. I could really use some of your masterful touches here to negotiate this one. Tom, I get it. I get it. This year, I'm going to be a listing machine. In fact, tomorrow, I will be bringing on a new listing. It's going into coming soon status. It's just right after I finished the show. I completed all the paperwork, got the listing up and running, and I'm really excited about this property. It's a beautiful home in Easton, Connecticut. $1.3 million, and it's just like stunning, absolutely beautiful from bottom up, a total renovation, kind of got a modern vibe to. What's that, Tom? Tom, no, I'm in the middle of something here, and you want to interrupt? You know, Tom, he's always doing it. He's always interrupting Mark Pires in the middle of one of his moments. This is a vlog situation we're in. Sometimes you come to the office, and Tom just doesn't appreciate it. You know, he just is like, I wonder if I can just take Mark off his game. Not gonna work, Tom. You can keep trying. What's that? No, Jimmy, I don't know. You're a lost cause. Yeah, Tom over here, Jimmy over there, lost cause. You know, guys, maybe next time get the license and then figure out how to sell. Like that's, you know, you should probably know how to sell before you get the license, because if you're like not a passionate salesperson, I don't know what to tell you. You're going out there and you're up against the lions, the tigers, and the bears. What's that, Joan? Joan's back, guys. You know. Anyway, so as you know, as it goes, we are officially here. This is the first day of 2025. How exciting! We had a ridiculous show last night. You know, that's just we actually dropped one of my movies. We kind of went through that. Inspired me to want to re-edit some of these things and re-release them with more of the cinematic touches that I've learned over the last 5 years. So just so you have an idea of what's happening here with the program, tomorrow I'm bringing this property on the market, Easton, Connecticut. I'm doing an open house. It's not the traditional open house day, so I don't know if anybody's going to show up, but I'm going to film the whole thing. I'm going to go live, stream it from the house, do a walkthrough, share details about the property. It's going to be kind of this whole interactive daily experience in the real estate life of Mark Pires, part of Discover Connecticut. So please keep keep this subscription up, but also make sure all notifications are on. And the only way to do that is next to subscription. Look for that little button, click it up, and it will say all. Turn all on. And then your next step is you have to make sure that you have all your notifications turned on from YouTube. That's another setting on your phone. So make sure you do that, so at least you are aware every time I do hit the air. A lot of these times you're not going to be, there's no heads up. I'm just going live. I'm in the middle of downtown Fairfield. I'm in Greenwich, Connecticut. I'm in Darien, and I'm just setting my gear up and going live. So I hope to see you guys when we do this. It's going to be a really awesome year. I'm actually so pumped about 2025. I truly believe this is the year that whatever I do is going to completely explode to the point where I could do this. I could actually do this as part of what I do and not just doing it as a hobby. But it has been a really interesting hobby of mine for the last 6 years to show up here daily, express myself in a world that really you have a hard time expressing yourself in 2024, 25. You have to kind of, at least stay online with whatever's going on around you. But this was at least my one step away for that experience we had where we were kind of walking on eggshells. I came here and I did whatever I wanted for 6 years. It's kind of cool. We're all looking for a way to be ourselves. I think that's the one thing you're striving for in life, is to find your authentic self. This is a journey. It's not something you find in a day. It's something that takes you, lots of failure. Sometimes you think you've got something and it's not something. Sometimes you don't have something and it is something. But the important thing is you keep moving. You keep your feet moving. You keep going forward. Don't step back, and don't get too much too into your head. We do that. We just kind of dwell on the way the world thinks. And that's not what matters, guys. You're going to find no matter what you do, there are going to be people that hate it, no matter what it is. It could be the greatest thing in the world, and there are going to be people that absolutely hate it. They want to just rip it down. Sometimes it's because it's something they can't do, but sometimes it's because it's shit. So you don't know, but the point is just be the shit self that you are, if that's who you are. Like, go and do you, man. Like, at the end of this time that we get, if you've got that burning inside of you, that regret that you didn't fulfill your goal of being self, you did what everybody else said and you just followed everybody else's cue, you're going to wind up a miserable person. You don't want to live that way. You want to make sure you are 100% yourself at all times. Let me see if I can edit this. It seems like it's a little rough right now. Is that better? Yeah, that's better. Go back over. Back here with Joan and Tom. Sometimes when you guys, when you're dealing with hacks, like these fools over here, Does this zoom in at all? I wonder if I can zoom in. Nope. There we go. Look, guys, we're zooming in now, even too. You know, because I'm close today. I'm close to you. So in case you guys didn't realize it, this is my contact info right here. mark.pires@cbrealty.com. If you have any questions about real estate, if you'd like to reach out to me to just say hello, you could do that. That's my email address. And Discover Connecticut is my concept I came up with in April, which was to try to highlight these communities that I live in, the small businesses, and the 400 years of history under our feet. Started doing it, and it got a little slower as the weather changed. I missed fall. I wanted to shoot some of fall with the beautiful changing colors here in the Northeast in Connecticut. And I just had so much going on in October that I didn't get anything filmed. I've been making a conscious effort since to just make sure I film something. And I'm using the best gear on planet Earth, at least what I could afford. I sold everything I had, guys. I sold all my old gear. I sold instruments. I sold different knickknacks, equipment that I've used here on this show for the last 6 years. Got rid of it all in order to make sure I have the best camera equipment that money can buy or that I could buy, and the ability to stream live anywhere I am. So I'm still working on that concept. Pretty soon I'll have a little SIM card for this thing where it'll be 4G. I'll just buy minutes each month, and then we can go live from anywhere. And it hopefully will be coming through 4K. If not, we'll just do 1080p and deal with it. But I want to do 4K every day this year. I want to make sure it's super quality content, and all of the stuff I film, just like the stuff we do live on the show nightly, will be edited down into actual episodes. So be Discover Connecticut at 90 Marsh, which is the name of the property I'm putting on the market tomorrow. And then I'll take all the content and I'll make an actual episode out of 90 Marsh. I'm going to make mini episodes for my properties so I can highlight these properties, but also, like, for example, my clients that I'm putting this house on, they're renovation experts, okay? And so my philosophy is this: you hire me to list your house. Every other agent's going to take photos, they're going to wait there for that buyer, and that's it. You hire me to list your house. I'm creating content, video content, and I'm passionate about it throughout the whole process until it sells. Now, when you're going to book more business, when you're going to try to get the next new construction or new renovation project, you could share a link. Hey, this is our work. This is our realtor, and this is his show called Discover Connecticut. He highlighted our property here in Easton, Connecticut, and he'll be doing that going forward. But this is what we do, so you could see the quality. You could see somebody on screen getting really excited about the work, and that is going to generate more business for my clients. So if you're out there and you're thinking to yourself, how do I not only capitalize on what I'm holding in my hand now, but how do I use that for the future so I can land more business going forward? Because yeah, you're renovating this house, you want to sell this house, but now you're going to buy another house. You have to do the whole process over. And guys, we're in a world where if you don't remind people what you do over and over again, they forget within a day. So someone like this, renovating, building homes, if you can provide cinematic, high quality footage like I'm providing, free of charge, by the way. It's not free because I'm getting paid at the end of the transaction, but it is free because I have people who hire me to do this. I have businesses that are hiring me, paying me lots of money to make videos like this. So when you hire me as your seller, as the seller to list your home, if there's a benefit to you for your social media pages, for your business, I'm going to provide that footage for you as part of my working strategy. So I'm like I said, I've always been a value first guy. I'm going to provide more value than everybody else in the marketplace. In 2013, I bought a drone. I was the first person in the northern part of this country here in the Northeast to buy a drone as a realtor. There are other people who had drones. I wasn't the first guy to think of drone, but I was the first guy to say, you know what, I'm going to buy a drone. I'm not hiring a dude to do it anymore. I'm filming it myself. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to shoot every property myself. I was 32, I think, at the time, 35. And I was thinking to myself, okay, I'm a high-end real estate agent. I work with high net worth individuals. That's my goal. I'm in Lower Fairfield County, Connecticut. This is one of the richest parts of the nation. I work with high net worth individuals. So how many times am I going to hire some guy to come over and fly a drone and have to pay him $300, $350 every time he does it? By the way, at the time, it wasn't how many times I'm going to have to hire a drone guy. Nobody was flying a drone for real estate at that time. They were just getting in a helicopter with their stupid telephoto lenses and shooting the roofs of people's houses. That's what you got. When you were looking at aerial photography, it was a guy in a helicopter 600 feet off the ground. That was where I was like, first of all, I need better angles than 600 feet. I don't want to see a roof. I don't like that. I don't like seeing the roof. I want to see the full expansiveness of the property and get a really nice snapshot of that house. And so I bought the drone. It was a freaking fortune, but I was coming off of a really strong year, and I said to myself, yeah, I know this is a big investment. However, this is going to get me 1, 2, 3, 4 more, 5 more pieces of business, and I will pay that drone back with the first piece. So in my mind, I was thinking that way. It all came to, it bubbled to the surface with my wife one day. She goes, because I'm all of a sudden on the news. I'm in the newspaper. I was on all the different news channels in Connecticut. For the full year, they brought me on as the expert. The FAA at the time was trying to stop anybody from flying a drone commercially. But I was like, I don't charge. It's part of my service, so screw you. I never stopped. I just kept doing it. But so my wife says, you're just giving everybody the idea to buy a drone. And she wasn't wrong. I did. Everybody bought a drone. She was totally right. Everybody bought a drone. But what I said still rings true. I said, yes, but anybody could buy a drone, but that doesn't mean you have an eye. And that's the reality about buying a drone, about buying a camera, about doing anything with creative footage. If you're not a creative person, if you don't see that angle before you even shoot it, it's just a waste. You shouldn't even film it. Like, I can't tell you the amount of people that bought drones, and then all of a sudden I'm seeing roof. I'm like, these freaking idiots. Don't stop shooting roofs. Okay, the roof is 12 years old. Thanks for that. Like, what are we doing? No, you want to take something that intrigues somebody and attracts them to the house. No one looking at a roof is going to be like, that's cool, let me go see it. But that's what we have, is people who don't understand how to capture the correct angles at a property. When I show up to a property, I have like 10 different shots. As I'm driving up, I'm like, I want to get that angle. I want to make sure I get from the back corner. I want something from 13 to 18 feet from the back, shooting back towards the patio. Like, all this stuff just floods through my mind. So by the time I'm flying that drone up in the air, I'm just going to point A, point B, all the way through and getting all the shots. And then occasionally there's a few more I didn't even visualize, but most of the time I'm getting the shots that I already knew I was going to get, So, long story short, as a one-man operation, as a realtor who provides video content for my clients, it's a challenge what I do, because I also put this show on for you guys at night or whenever. But it's a challenge to not just film it, but then be the guy editing it and then make sure you get it out on time. For example, I did a great piece of content yesterday in Fairfield County, right in Fairfield, downtown Fairfield. I haven't had a chance to edit that yet, but the whole reference point was that it's New Year's Eve. So can I even release it now? It's New Year's Day. I don't know. I gotta go back and watch it and see if there's anything there that I can use, because I filmed for 20 minutes and I didn't edit any of it yet. I tried to go live and it just didn't work out, so I just filmed. And so now I have to go through and edit that content down. So these are the challenges, the workflow challenges. I'm trying to figure out how to take the footage from camera and edit. It definitely was a lot easier when I was shooting it with my phone and just going right from my phone and editing on there, but the quality is just never gonna be as good on your phone as it will be when you get a real camera with a cinematic lens, a cinema camera shooting you. But like I said, to me, the essence is about cinema. I'm not trying to make just content that's just like anybody else's. I want this to be extremely unique, and I want, when people watch my content, my footage, to be like, dang, this is professional. This is not just professional in edit quality, but the camera quality. Wow, And so that's my goal. Like, my camera here, for example, is Netflix verified, or you can shoot a Netflix movie with this camera, and they'll put it on Netflix. And that's the thing. And I have my camera was just used for Civil War. You know the movie Civil War that just came out a couple months ago? The whole movie was filmed with my camera. So if I can get people who are better at me than cinema and using my equipment to provide the footage that Civil War had, the color correction and all this crazy stuff, I mean, guys, the stuff we could do here will be insane. I want to start doing more movies, outdoor movies, where the background's moving, not just me in front of a green screen like I've done in the past. Stuff like this, where we bring in Tom and we bring in Alice, or whatever the friggin' hell her name was. Dana, Joan. Joanne and Joan, they become best buddies. Joan from the office and Joanne from the studio, I thought we left her at home. Joanne, how did you even find your way to the office? Unbelievable, It's like you think you get away from the Weezer, and she's just everywhere, Wow, she's back. She just made a quick move. Anyway, guys, I wanted to pop on and just say Happy New Year again. What a phenomenal show it was last night, just to get together with you guys, especially when you did not expect to have a show. I still came out to do it. And we popped it on. What I really liked about this has been 5-6 years in a row now. My show goes live before New Year and it ends after New Year. So officially, I'm one of the shows on earth that is live in 2 years at the same time for 5 years in a row. So I've been live for 10 years daily in some weird way, if you think about it that way. But that's interesting, isn't it? That like we end a year live and start a new year live every year for the last 5-6 years now. 6 years. Like that's just freaking awesome. So pretty pumped about that. I did 2 hours in 2024 already last night. 2025 last night and 20 minutes so far today. But you should expect that I may show up and be live random anytime, anywhere. TikTok as well. I'm gonna start doing more vertical stuff over there. Clapper, Facebook, freaking sucks. But still, I'm gonna be broadcast. We're live on Facebook right now. I don't think anybody's seen it, but we're live there. So I will be doing all kinds of crazy stuff like this. We'll be incorporating the office here as well, and Tom with his hack abilities. He's a hack. Yeah. What's that? Now listen, Tom, like if you really want to do the work, you're going to see the positive response from said work. But when you're back there and you're just like keyboard strokes, really? That's what you're doing? Keyboard strokes? And that's how many words you could type a minute? Gotta do better than that, Tom. Yeah. Freddie G, how are you, my friend? Trish Killian's with me. Andrea O'Deal. Maudib. And who else? Barella. I got Trish. I got Leisure Dumper Stop Up. Oh, goodness. Jim Leacone in the house, a BeatSeat owner. You gotta love that. And so, guys, we're officially live twice today, 2025, you know. And from the office today. We're getting into it, you know. I may have to put the audio for this office in going forward, so at least you hear it a little bit, you know. We hear this guy clapping on his stupid freaking typewriter, and dummy over here asking if she can put the file away. You know, she says, I'll take the file. You still didn't get me that doc, did you? I'm supposed to leave it on my table, Joan. Maudib has a Star Wars clapper. Wait, Maudib, you're on Clapper? Look for me, buddy. Follow me over there. I think it's just under Mark Pires. I think there's 19.6K on Clapper. I haven't posted there in like 2 weeks though, so I gotta start. Like I took the song that I dropped yesterday, which I think is one of the nicest songs. It's called Welcome to My Show. I played it for you guys last night. Yeah, I haven't posted in a while over there. I gotta go back and start. Because Clapper is one of the platforms that actually shares my content. It's actually kind of cool. Sometimes. I mean, but more than TikTok. Even though I've got 3 times the followers on TikTok, they don't give a crap on TikTok. They just like hide things if it's not like controversial. Anyway, guys, we're not doing controversial. We're doing connection. We're doing social experiment, interacting with people on the street, going live from random places. People will be coming up to me and say, what are you doing? What are you filming? Because any guy walking around with gear like this, they're like, everybody came up to me yesterday in Fairfield. They were like, oh, what are you filming? And I said, well, I'm the creator of Discover Connecticut. I highlight the communities, the small businesses, and the 400 years of history under our feet. You want to be on the show? No, they didn't want to be on the show. But the point is, we're going to get people that want to be on the show. And that's when the gold takes place, you know, when I get a little interview going. What are your thoughts? Mark, the notifications, sir, just not getting to people. Yeah, well, that's true. They don't share my notifications. But that's also because 94% or 88% of the people, 87% of the people don't have all notifications turned on for my channel. So that's on anybody who's watching me. If you're like, I didn't get notified, check next to the subscription for my channel. See if it says all notifications on. You need to do that. For some reason, YouTube like gives you no notifications when you say you like someone. You could subscribe to someone and never see anything from them again unless you turn on all notifications. YouTube is very weird that way, you know? What would you do if you had the power to shrink other people to an inch? That's an interesting question, Freddie. If I could shrink other people to an inch. I think that would be a nice threat for people, like that you can get people to step, you know, to get in line pretty quick. if all you had to do was just click a button and turn them into like an inch tall. I'd have a hard time selling houses if everybody was 1 inch. You know, we'd be selling a lot of tiny houses, you know, like this big. It's a nice roof on your little mini house. 1 inch Larry, whatever the friggin' hell your name is. Oh, goodness. So, guys, very cool to be on with you. I appreciate you. I really hope you have an amazing 2025. I'm seriously looking forward to this year. I think it's going to be very optimistic. I think 4 years of optimism. I had this weird thought, and I don't know if you guys ever thought about this, but I feel like everything's a big cycle, like it just recycles, right? And I'd like to do the research on this, but how was it from 1925 to 1929? Now, we know 1929 was the stock market crash, and that basically destroyed America, right? So we're at 2025 right now, and the economy is very, you know. I could see a world where we have 4 years of prosperity here, right? Where it's like, wow, look at it, things have never been better. And then all of a sudden 2029 comes when we have whatever's next, whether it's the party that's coming in or the other party that's going out. But in 2029, where we have this crazy, massive 100-year crash again. And that would freaking be terrible. But I started wondering in my mind yesterday, I was thinking to myself, I wonder what the overall perspective was, the feelings on the economy, on the United States in general in 1925. Were people out there being like, this is going to be a great year? Or was it like things are tight and tough and it's not a good economy? I really want to look back and see that. It would be kind of interesting if we saw that we were kind of going into another golden age in 1925 that was completely sideswiped in 1929. And that would get me to be a little bit more concerned about what's coming for us in the next 4 or 5 years. We also have to remember, 2030, they have a plan in place. Many things are very freaky about this plan. One of them is to have 1 billion people on this planet and not 8 billion people in just less than 6 years. So not sure how that's going to happen. I mean, I've got some good ideas on how they're going to try to accomplish that. A couple of things that happened last few years are a good sign. But if the real goal is to try to eliminate as many people as possible before 2030, be ready. There's a culling that's on its way. And also, just so you are aware about this whole 2030 thing, you can't, as far as I know, this isn't going to be anything that people can hide from. The devious evil that runs this world is not happy that we have a potential optimistic 4 years coming. These people like when we're freaking out, biting our nails, wondering how to pay our next bills, wondering where our next piece of business is coming from. They thrive on that. The richest people in the world have doubled their wealth while we have been struggling to just get by the last 4 years. So all I can say is try to be as positive as possible. 2025, we stay focused on this moment. I do want to maybe do a doc on what 2029 may bring as the parallel to 1929. I also thought it'd be kind of cool. I didn't know if you guys would think this would be a cool documentary, but I'd like to do a documentary on who George Washington's parents were. I don't know why I thought about this the other day, but I was like, this guy was the leader who brought this country to where it is today. George Washington led everybody here, and then you had amazing people around. They all worked together in order to form this country into what it is today. But there's a story there. There's a story about who were these people who gave birth to George Washington. What was his childhood like? What were his parents like? What was his dad like? What was his mom like? Was she loving? I mean, I don't know. I started thinking about this, and I was like, I think that would be a cool documentary. And then I can go, I mean, George Washington spent some time here in Fairfield. He spent some time all over the Northeast. I can go to maybe to Princeton, New Jersey, where Delaware, when they came across the Delaware and filmed something there and talk about it and say, you know, this guy it all began when he was a child in England and his parents are, I don't know, was it George Washington? I don't know idea. What was his name? William Washington. But I just think that would be a really cool documentary. Try not to go too long with it, but just something with some action and something with some real content about a story we really haven't heard much about, which is who was George Washington? Who were his parents? You know, so I'm thinking about it. I don't know if if anybody has an interest in it, but I think that would be pretty cool personally. And maybe there's other stuff you'd like to have me start covering. If you guys have ideas, you want me to go out and film. I mean, I want to use this equipment and I want to start filming like crazy with it. So I hope to see you guys when we do this show as often as possible. And I hope you like what I do. I'm not sure what's going to come out yet, but I definitely know I'm going to strive to create something fresh, something unique. So that being said, glad to see you guys midday here. Glad to see you guys midday. I keep getting these people from Kick telling me that they can help me get followers. I don't know what the goal is here. I just joined Kick just a couple days ago because I saw it's a platform I wasn't broadcasting to. If you are watching it all on Kick, welcome to the Mark Pires Show. Please do me a favor, subscribe, follow. We're live every day, and there's new content constantly. So you've missed about 5,000 pieces of content on YouTube. Feel free to head over there and push play on anything and let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Until all that. This is the first day of any resolutions. I plan to do it this year. Yes, Maudib, that's very true. Another thing I started doing today that's going to be guaranteed going forward is taking more notes. I used to rely on this to keep all my information. And now I'm thinking I got to start laying out my game plan every day. I'm going to film something. I'm going to write it out. Where am I going to film? What locations? If I have an idea of what I want to say, get the market information and go out and do it. I've got 2 listings that go on the market tomorrow. Today I wrote down the 2 listings, what I need to accomplish for those listings. Then I wanted to call this client later on and talk about X. And all these things are now written down. I'll start doing that as well. So to your point, Maudib, I'm going to be doing some more things, some new resolutions in order to make sure I'm more organized and also more effective at what I do. So hopefully that will start to show itself. If you guys have any ideas, like I said, leave me a comment afterwards. And I hope to see you later. What's that? Tim, I don't give a crap. He said he needs assistance. Tim, I'll be there in a minute. I'm trying to finish up the friggin' feed. I'm still here. I'm still doing it. And you're back there hassling me. Such a hassle, Tim. You're such a hassle. I don't know if I'm live on Rumble right now. Yes. Yes, we are. How about that? Rumble's now one of the options on Restream. So we are live there. There's one person watching. Hi, welcome over there on Rumble. Let's see if it's...
Stop wasting your money on iCloud. This new stick makes backing up your smartphone easy.
I may want to do that. I freaking hate iCloud. Just see if it's working. I want to hear what the audio sounds like.
Are you still interested in the solar power?
Nope.
Try to be as positive as possible. 2025.
Yeah, we're in it. We're in it, guys. We're doing it. We're live on Rumble as well, like directly live, so people could theoretically leave. Let me just see. I'm going to actually try to, let's just see if I can leave a comment and if anybody sees anything. Hello. Hello. Did that show up? Nope. All right, so messages aren't coming over from YouTube, from Rumble, unfortunately, but at least we do have something going on. We're back to normal with our Zoom. So guys, remember, leave a comment, share. I will be back. I don't know. I'm not sure. This may be the only second show. We did a show earlier, but second show. I'm not sure if I can go live again tonight. I got to get these listings up and running. I got to get this CNC machine fixed. It's not working. That's other stuff you may see me going live doing is the CNC work. So just be prepared, guys. We're going to be doing all kinds of crazy stuff this year. This is more variety than I've ever dropped. I'm not just sitting in front of the camera this year. I will be actually doing a lot of action stuff. So join us. Join us for the insanity. All right? Missy was here so I could thank you. Yeah, for some reason all of the comments don't come through on Rumble. We'll have to figure that out. Adriel Deal, Barella, Keybo, kicking it with me. Kill out and grill at a leisure da Maudib Huegos. Right? Maudib in the house and Trish Killian. Guys, if you could do me a favor, if someone can share this to my Telegram, I didn't get a chance to do that. just in case anybody wants to pop on and see what this was about. If not, no big deal. I hope to see you later. And I hope you guys have an amazing first day of 2025. Joanne says, have a good Joanne, no one can hear you over the wheeze. She's just the worst, guys.
Go away now. Go. You got to go away.
Trish said, how about bringing out some of your older songs that are so beautiful? Well, that's free run. That's a good idea. Mark, how are you, my buddy? Yeah, we're gonna be doing a lot of cool stuff, lots of best stuff. I've also got the ability to like schedule streams and just push replay on things. I just have never liked doing that, but that's an option that people have said, hey, why don't you just set a stream and just, so you don't have to worry about going live every day, just put a live stream on. It's still live. I'm like, yeah, I don't like that. I like to create something when I go live, you know what I mean? So, I will definitely be bringing out lots of older music, older comedy, editing these things, re-editing some of the older music because I wasn't doing the EQ stuff on earlier music at all. Some of the volumes are really low, the bass isn't there, it's just not full. I may add more pieces to some of these older great songs, another beat seat or another guitar or something like that. So again, all these things require me to make some money at this first, and then I can go crazy. I can go and sit in the studio for hours and edit stuff and clean things up. So hopefully 2025 is the year that we see some money coming in instead of out for this show, and then I can make this really a conscious decision to be like, okay, I could spend hours on this. I could spend hours on that because I'm making money. So let's make that the overall resolution for 2025 is to somehow figure out how to turn this show into a profitable show, one that I can be proud of, not just for the content creation, but for the fact that it's earning something and not just a hobby. So I appreciate your assistance, guys. It's gonna be us. It's not me, it's us. I'm gonna have to rely on you to keep telling people, if you don't mind. I hope you don't. Please tell anybody and everybody you know to join you here when we hang out. You know, come and hang out for some music, hang out for whatever happens. This is a show about us. It's a show about us connecting, and it's a show about getting away from the world around us. I hope to keep doing that with you. Until later, my colleagues say good afternoon to you. Happy New Year. H2O. I'm Like Water. That's a great song if you guys haven't seen it. Guys, go push play on the music playlist. I'll be back later. Maybe. I don't know. If not, I'll see you tomorrow. Until then.